Alright. It's like, hey Bowser, how are you doing? What the heck is this? Okay, so you don't want to be on camera. No! Alright, so I'm taking the camera. I'm taking the camera. Alright, let me see if I can plug in. Yeah, I just gotta plug in my mouse here. So how you guys doing today? Doing good, pretty good. Metallic Hugh, thank you for tuning in. Alright, so making sure that we're live. So far so good. It's a Friday. Yep, definitely. And the sun is out. Thank you, Michael, for tuning in. Alright, ba-ba-ba-da-ba. Okay, so TN, Blazebro Gaming. Doing great, doing great. Alright, so yeah, audio's good. Alright, so might as well start the podcast here. Alright, so Wise Man Jedi, thank you for tuning in. Alrighty, so welcome to the All That Shi-banga-bang podcast. I'm your host, Ronnie Gunza, aka Larry Boy Fanatic, and thank you for tuning in. Today is Friday, July 28th, as we go on the air. Alright, so today, well, once again, we're not using Streamlabs because I wanted to do something different, just like last week. So I'm filming on my iPad. Yep, you see me. Alright, so for today's episode, it's going to be a Q&A. So if you guys have any questions about Larry Boy Fanatic, what I do on social media, and well, all that shi-banga-bang, feel free to ask your questions. Write them down in the chat. And to conjure up some interesting topics to ask me, I was going through some stuff, and check it out. The Larry Copter. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I have this on my shelf where I keep my Larry Boy collection. And of course, this is one of my prized possessions, Larry Boy and the Bad Apple. You've seen this a whole lot on my channel. I talk about it a lot. I go on and on and on about this episode because it is one of the best Larry Boy episodes ever. And I especially love the cover art. Well, yeah, the back, definitely. And it's got a cool song, Rock On Larry Boy. That was pretty epic to listen to. Oh yeah, and I got this recently, earlier this month, Mortal Kombat 10. The funny thing is, when I got this at GameStop, the person who sold me this is a used copy. It works pretty well. When I put it into the PlayStation, it reads out Mortal Kombat XL. And what I learned about XL is that it supposedly has more features than the regular Mortal Kombat 10, which I didn't know about. So that was pretty sweet. $6.99 pre-owned. Alright, so we got some people in the chat. Logo. Yeah, Logo Boy. Carlos. Alright, so I'm more than ready to... Yep, I am more than ready to answer questions in this Q&A. Q&A means questions and answers. JB Plush. Wow. Alright, so $7 in bonuses sounds like a deal. It's like, oh, what a steal! And I actually recorded gameplay of this, so I might put out a Mortal Kombat 10 video pretty soon. I mean, if I do, I'll put like a warning, like a disclaimer, because yeah, it's rated M for mature for a reason, you guys. Okay, so Rocket Man has a question. Remember the Captain Underpants movie? I've seen bits and pieces of it. I mean, it's okay, it's harmless, but I'm not super crazy about it. So, yeah, I would just leave it at that. Yeah, so I was able to get this game for cheap. Chica, why do you gotta move the camera? Why you gotta move the camera? Hang on, let's not put anything on the prized possession. Because Chica just moved the camera. Alright. Alright, that was one question. Da, 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 da. Answer viewer questions live. Okay, what would you like to ask the LBF? Start Q&A. It's like I've never used this feature before. Okay, there we go. Alright. The rat behind the laughter. Thank you for tuning in. Would it be cool if they did a VeggieTales McDonald's tie-in? A VeggieTales McDonald's tie-in. I mean, that would have been great in the early 2000s, but yes, seeing that McDonald's is kind of like a secular brand, and VeggieTales is a Christian kids brand, I don't think it would have happened. And plus, nowadays with VeggieTales not doing much of anything, I mean, their social medias are active, but it's like, word on the street is, and I think I heard about this from John Bostic and a couple of other people, they had actually reached out to VeggieTales for comment about like what happened to selling the toys on their official website, and there's like, well, we don't think that people are gonna want these toys or buy these toys. It's like, I mean, that's a lie. That's a definite lie. People are gonna buy toys no matter what, even if it's VeggieTales. The toy industry is humongous. Chica, you're being silly. Chica trying to move my camera. Alright, so toys from McDonald's. Hey. Just move your blanket over here, silly Willy. Alright, there, you happy? Now don't move my camera. Okay, toys from McDonald's via VeggieTales McDonald's tie-in. I thought I kind of answered that already, since McDonald's doesn't have like a religious affiliation, and yeah, VeggieTales has a religious affiliation, or I can't say it. I can't say a dang thing. All right, so you have a question. How does it feel to be the best VeggieTales YouTuber on the platform? Ooh. Oh, that's a definite question. That's a really, really good question. Makes me feel accomplished in life because back then in high school, I was brought down by a bunch of people. I was like pretty much the only person in that high school that was into VeggieTales, was openly a fan of VeggieTales. It was like, but they never thought that I was gonna do a YouTube channel that was dedicated to my favorite superhero. They never thought I would do that. They never thought that the shy little girl in her books and everything would have this YouTube channel. So that's a definite accomplishment. It's a really big accomplishment. Alright, so yeah, thank you for asking the question. So Jacob Five-ish says, who is your favorite VeggieTales character? Well, it's so painfully obvious. This guy. This guy. Alright, so Rocket Man has another question. Any movies you plan on checking out? Well, I think I've already checked out a Super Mario Bros. Movie. I've been totally vocal about about going to see that movie and doing like a discussion about it in one of the podcast episodes. You could check that out anytime. I'll put the plug in later on. But yeah, so far that's the only movie that I'm checking out in theaters. Like, that was like the one movie that brought me back to theaters, because a lot of the movies that Hollywood has been putting out, it's just like not interesting. I've heard of Migration, but it's like I'm not too crazy about it. I mean, it doesn't bring the wow factor like Super Mario Bros. Movie. I mean, it's the same studio that brought out Super Mario Bros. And a bunch of other stuff like Despicable Me. It's brought out by Illumination. I don't know. We'll just have to see how that movie does in theaters. Like, if it's a box office hit or a box office flop. That's basically the two different fates. Either it does well in theaters or it doesn't. So, but then again, there's like an in-between. Kind of like with Super Mario Bros. Movie, where a lot of the critics hated it while the audience loved it. Okay, Awesome Party got a question. I was like, speak your question. Say your piece. But anyways, Migration, I would have to see like more of what it's about, because it's just like about ducks going on this adventure, trying to survive migrating. Yeah, I'm waiting for your question. First you said you had a question, but now you're asking me if I answered your question. But what's the question? So while you put together your question, I'm gonna answer Rocket Man's. And Rocket Man asks, what if there was a VeggieTales special made by Aardman? Now, for those of you who don't know, Aardman is responsible for the stop motion features like Wallace and Gromit and Chicken Run. You guys remember Chicken Run? That movie was hilarious. Yeah, I would like to see a stop motion animation of VeggieTales. I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I mean, it would be cute because, like, stop motion animation, I think is kind of funny. Yeah, it's definitely funny. I heard rumors that Chicken Run is gonna get a sequel. But then again, there's no trailers, so yeah, I'm speculative. Alright, so Jacob has another question. Of all the Larry Boy villains, which is your favorite? I would say the Bad Apple. Because I think she was a lot more threatening than any of the villains that we've seen. Fib is my second favorite. Because he was threatening. And then I would say Offlavin would be a third. There would be a tie in third. Offlavin and Rumorwade. Alright, so Fairy Tale Heroes here. Ian's here. OMG, we got some pretty good people in the chat. Still waiting on Awesome Party's question. They said they had a question, but they didn't really ask the question. Fairy Tale Hero asks, what's my favorite Larry Boy villain of all time? I have no clue. I have no clue. Oh, it's a quiz. You're trying to do a quiz in my Q&A section in my Q&A episode of All That Shi-banga-bang? Are you serious? Alright, next question, please. Have you ever heard of Tokusatsu, a TV show in Japan with a Monster of the Week format, like Ultraman and other never heard of that. I never heard of it. Fun fact, I used to watch Sailor Moon, but then my mom told me to not watch it again because it's like, for her it was too provocative. Oh, okay. So some of you guys are having problems, Alright, so let's just, like, put it like this, like, don't think it's sending it for some reason. Alright, so y'all should be able to ask questions. Yeah, I think YouTube needs to fix that Q&A feature. Yeah, but some people were having problems asking their questions. Alright. Alright, so ask away, people. There we go. Alright, so... Okay, Fairy Tale Hero asks, which VeggieTales.exe character would you enjoy the most? Oh my gosh. I played VeggieTales EXE chapters 1 and 2, and who was it? Nate Dogg Gaming hinted that there was going to be a LarryBoy.exe. I'm anticipating the full game of chapter 2. And I'm anticipating seeing LarryBoy.exe. So I'm looking forward to him. Okay, so Rocketman asks, do you watch the Snap Cube Sonic dubs? I've heard of Sonic the Hedgehog, but I've never heard of Snap Cube Sonic dubs. I think dubs are pretty good, like if you're, yeah, if you sound close to, no, wait. I got tongue-tied, I got a little mixed up with that one. Dubs are pretty good to listen to. Okay, out of the 4 episodes of Larry Boy the Cartoon Adventures, which is your favorite? It's gotta be the Angry Eyebrows run. Because that was... yeah, it was pretty good. It makes you think that, I mean, they should have had a lot more episodes. If it hadn't been for the bankruptcy, if it hadn't been for corporate trying to choke Big Idea out, because Phil Vischer admits to trusting the wrong people, doing business with the wrong people. Yeah, he's owned up to that mistake, and he's written a book about it. It's called Me, Myself, and Bob. Go check it out. I have a copy of it myself. So, yeah, I just wish the Cartoon Adventure series would have been fleshed out more. I felt like there's a waste of talent behind that video series. Alright, so Junior Boy, my friend and confidant, he says if there's a Bowser hat or not, says, I don't know if there's a Bowser hat or not, but would you wear a Bowser hat? Absolutely, yes. He's like, I want to wear them now. He's sitting on my head. I don't know if I could balance him for the entire stream, but yeah. Let's go to the next question. Would the third VeggieTales movie be funny with the Arrested Development cast? I've heard bits and pieces of Arrested Development, but I can't really say yes, they're going to be a good casting choice, or no, they're not. So I can't honestly tell you. Alright, so Michael asks, will VeggieTales voice actors return? I hope so. I mean, the franchise has been in a disarray without them, and plus, the podcast, the VeggieTales podcast, was a bit of a downer. Alright, so here's a good question from Fairy Tale Hero. What's your favorite Larry Boy 90s episode? I think Rumorweed was pretty good. Rumorweed had me on the edge of my seat for much of the runtime. Especially with the opening scene where Larry Boy is confronting the Milk Money Bandit. It's like, I get goosebumps. I used to get goosebumps and my heart would pound like during that scene. It's like, oh my god, I don't... Yeah, I'm just eating a pancake, you guys. Yeah, that's my quick breakfast. Alright, we have to wait and see. Alright. Can I take your drink? Now JB's asking a question. What question do you have? Can I take your drink? Well, you could take a sip of it, but then again, it's not Pepsi. So? It's like... Yeah, confidant. Look it up. Confidant is somebody that you rely on, somebody that you go to for advice. Seriously, look it up. Alright, so... Okay, so you took a sip. What do you want, the entire bottle? Mind you, this is not a bottle, this is a can. Well, I can have a sip. Oh yeah, I have a bunch of figurines of Larry Boy and Alfred. Okay, let's see Alfred over here. Alright. Okay, Veggie OC versus Goliath, drawing Larry Boy. Also, I ship it. And also, the ship. Okay, I don't think I've seen your fan drawing yet. If it's on Discord, I'll look at it there. Are you planning on finding a copy of Veggie Tunes 2 on CD or cassette? I asked this because songs from Outer Space are on it. I don't think so, but I do have the two Larry Boy soundtracks. The original one and the new one with the Bad Apple music. What is it like to be a fan of Larry Boy from VeggieTales? Michael, that is definitely a good question. So, again, I would like to point out to my prized possession, which is this Bad Apple DVD that I got back in 2006. Okay, so 10 years old, I come across Larry Boy for the first time in Larry Boy and the Angry Eyebrows. So, at first I was like, oh my god, who is this guy? Because I'm used to watching Saturday morning cartoons. And then when I see Larry Boy take on Awful Alvin and his Angry Eyebrows, it's like, oh man, I just got hooked. I don't know what it was, but something about Larry Boy interested me. And then the next day, I was drawing a picture of him. Like, I mean, I didn't get, like, his features correct the first time, but it still had a close resemblance to Larry Boy, like, when I drew him. It was like, I drew him from memory. I mean, my memory wasn't perfect at the time, but it's like, I drew him just like that. And then my grandma saw that I was becoming more and more interested in Larry Boy. So yeah, that's what I keep saying. I keep telling this story a lot. My grandma, when I was 11 years old, she came home from the thrift store with a big old bag of VeggieTales VHS tapes. And in that pile was Fruit from Outer Space and Rumorweed. I watched those videos. And then in 2006, when I was like 13, I got my hands on this. So, pretty much when I was 10 years old, that was like when everything started for me. And I've been a huge fan of Larry Boy ever since. I mean, look at this. Now, those 3 posters are actually pages from VeggieTales calendars. 3 different VeggieTales 3 different VeggieTales calendars. I was going to say camera, but calendars. So, yeah, the rest is history, y'all. And that's why I became the Larry Boy fanatic. To share my fandom with you guys. Alright, favorite blue sky movie. Don't really have a favorite blue sky movie. I think Ice Age is overrated. Yeah, everything that came out on your birth year must have been peak. It's the boys. Boys in the sink. The boys are back. You know, I miss getting the VeggieTales calendars. But then all of a sudden they stopped doing calendars. So I'm in the same boat as you, Junior Boy. It's like, come on now. VeggieTales is not outdated. Like, it could be reintroduced to different generations. Alright, so favorite DreamWorks movie. Oh, before I answer that, gotta say hi, Octavia. Hi to Octavia. Alright, so favorite DreamWorks movie. I mean, I used to watch a lot of DreamWorks movies, but it's like I don't really have like a favorite. I mean, some of it is, well, basically a hit or miss. I mean, I grew up watching Shrek all the time, so I think like the first movie was pretty good, in my opinion. Alright, so Nintega Dario, howdy y'all. Alright, so Nintega Dario, good to see you. Definitely good to see you. Alright. But anyways, DreamWorks. I know that Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is a pretty good movie. Yeah, I got to see that movie at a Pizza Hut. Yeah, I think DreamWorks is doing pretty good when it comes to like their animation. You know, I'm just a sucker for really good animation. It's like, if it's good, I miss hand-drawn animation. And thank God we got a lot of animators on YouTube that specialize in hand-drawn. Larry Boy and the Golden Gumballs. Oh my gosh, I remembered that book. Yeah, I would definitely love to see a full-on episode of that book. Has so much potential, yes. I just hope that they don't go the same route as Larry Boy and the Emperor of Envy. Like, they made the villain look so nerdy. And that's not what the Emperor of Envy looks like in the book. That's not even what the henchmen look like in the book. The sweet potatoes henchmen, or whatever they're called. And it's like, oh my gosh, they're buff, they're muscular. But in the actual episode, in the VeggieTales show, it's like they're little, they're average. It's like, what? Are you kidding me? It's like, aw. Okay, Chicken Studios, thank you for tuning in. The golden gumballs are gonna be Emperor of Envy's lol. Oh yeah, keep Dr. Bubba the same. Potato continues to be a... I'm getting tongue-tied here, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay, potato continues to be a funny word. Alright, they're done making VeggieTales episodes, correct? Unfortunately, that's what it seems like. It's like, what else are they doing? I mean, what else are they doing? Even after we've begged them for more content and told them how we felt about the podcast, it's like they still want to do nothing. They still want to sit there and twiddle their thumbs. Yeah, Flurry with his big old helping hands, like was doing this. Unless they're taking a break for the third movie. We still don't know what the third movie is going to be about. I mean, shoot. Like, they might have an IMDb page, but that IMDb page is barren. And I showed you guys that on the podcast before. Well, time to start watching this podcast episodes on Spotify. And you know, they have the VeggieTales podcast on their official website as well. No wonder they took down their toys section. I mean, that's just a theory, but guess what? Guess what? There's no toys because apparently people aren't going to buy them. But the toy industry is massive. People are going to buy toys no matter what. So this is another missed opportunity. I'm looking at you, Big Idea. No, I don't have any hopes for the 30th anniversary because we already saw what they did. They put out this 30th anniversary video, which is the Larry Boy theme song. I put that out on my channel as well. Yeah, the so-called third movie had to have been shelved. I mean, that wouldn't have surprised me. And what's the supposed release date? 2025. Still a long ways. So it's definitely like too early to tell. Some countertop scenes from Larry Boy the Bad Apple. There you go, there's your 30th anniversary. Yeah, they're just gonna keep re-uploading episodes, and they're gonna rehash them in more ways than one, depending on the event, depending on the holiday, depending on what's trending. Instead of putting out new content, they're just gonna rehash, reuse. They started uploading bonus feature stuff. But guess what? I can pop this into my DVD player and access the bonus features. Even going so far as to uploading the full Jonah movie. I mean, I can understand if people don't have this or they don't have the Jonah movie. they could just watch it for free on YouTube. But if they can watch it for free on YouTube, then why have it in the YouTube movie listing where it says buy or rent? That totally defeats the purpose of that. That would be cool if Illumination made a Larry Boy movie. Yeah, I talked about Illumination being a good candidate for making a Larry Boy movie. Another good candidate is DreamWorks, because Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, that was pretty good animation. Also on Prime Video, where they're probably charging people to buy or rent. So I think they're probably doing that because of ad revenue or something like that. They would make the peas and characters look like minions. Oh, to include with Prime for free. Yeah, DreamWorks, like when VeggieTales in the House and City were a thing, yeah, that put a negative spotlight on DreamWorks. So that's kind of why Illumination is my #1 pick for like who to make a Larry Boy movie. Alright, I finished my pancake. Gonna answer more questions. Alright, Nintendo Dario. I would love Illumination to animate a VeggieTales movie, but I doubt Universal would find it worth it. I mean, that's a good point, because right now they're not doing anything with the VeggieTales license. It's like, what are they doing? It was like, they made VeggieTales a shell of itself. Alright, so Rocket Man has a question. What if they make a VeggieTales game for the Nintendo Switch? And I think I mentioned this before. You know how Larry Boy and the Bad Apple has a tie-in video game? A video game tie-in? Yeah, I think they should re-release Larry Boy and the Bad Apple for Nintendo Switch. It's like, make it nicer, have better graphics. Really, Veggie Cart got their attention? Yeah, I could totally see Veggie Cart being a thing. I mean, I've seen Nintendo Dario's videos and live streams doing Veggie Cart. I mean, that looks amazing. I mean, why wouldn't there be a game like that? I mean, there's already Mario Kart for Nintendo Switch. They posted Veggie Cart to their Instagram story. Wow. Like, this is like the opportunity that they're missing. They're missing the opportunities for video games. They're missing opportunities for what to put out in theaters. Yeah, Larry Boy would definitely make them a lot of money. the thing is, in order for a Larry Boy movie to be successful in theaters, it's got to be well animated. It's got to have. Let me start over. In order for Larry Boy to be successful in theaters, it's got to have great animation, great storytelling, great voice acting. Oh yeah, I've heard of the DreamWorks racing game. Yeah, but for some reason I'm into Mario Kart more, because Mario Kart is Nintendo's popular popular racing game. And you know what Big Ideas should do? Don't just rely on marketing, but like if they say something, do it. Because that's the part of marketing that they're not getting. It's like, it's one thing to market something, but if you're not delivering on what you're marketing, then how is that legitimate marketing? Okay, Noah Harris, thank you for tuning in. So your question is, what's your favorite Larry Boy moment? It's definitely a good question, because there was a lot of Larry Boy moments. So let me refer back to my favorite Larry Boy episode. So, oh yeah, the fight between him and Bad Apple, leading up to the climax. It's like Larry Boy takes on the Bad Apple. It's like got him swinging from building to building, trying to avoid the web shooter. This is super amazing. I mean, it's a lot more action than Fib and Rumorweed, and he gets to save the day this time. And Larry Boy and the Bad Apple, and it's like, oh my gosh, like when I first saw this movie, I was just I was in a trance of excitement. Do I want to play as Shrek in the DreamWorks racing game? Yeah, but then again, I'm just gonna skip the racing game because I'm more into Mario Kart. Oh, a fun fact, when this came out, Spider-Man 3 was a thing. So I guess they were wanting to like make references to Spider-Man. You know, when Larry Boy is upside down meeting Petunia Rhubarb. Yeah, I thought that was a big salute to Spider-Man. But the thing is, like, they actually did something, like, with his plungers. Rather than just attacking people, he's swinging from building to building. And to be fair, he did a lot of that in Cartoon Adventure series. But in the CG, VeggieTales realm, Bad Apple was the first time that they had him swinging from building to building. And when I first saw that, I was like, oh my god, they're actually doing that. Because I don't think he did that in Fib and Rumorweed. Yeah, Lord of the Beans. That was a pretty good episode too. Jerry was dressed up as the Keebler elf. Like, isn't there that one scene where he goes into a tree and he comes back with a plate of cookies? I mean, that scene made me laugh. Like when they're being chased by the sporks or whoever. I was like, would you work for the Bumbleberg news team? Well, in Bumbleberg, I'd rather be a superhero and continue Larry Boy's legacy. Cookie Man says no. Yes, I'd rather be like a superhero that would continue Larry Boy's legacy. Yeah, I might be on the front page a lot in Bumbleberg's news realm or whatever. And you know who will be on my team? I want Junior Boy on my team. I want Matt the Cat and his Splatoon persona to be on my team as well. And then JB Plush. And then Matt the Cat's friend Cappy. Yeah. We'll call it the Larry Boy Entourage. Alright, also, fun fact. In Ultimate Spider-Man, they had a crossover with Jesse. What would you think make a great crossover with Larry Boy? I think a long time ago when I did the Whatsoever Critic blog, I was thinking Larry Boy would team up with the Penguins of Madagascar to take down villains like Dr. Blowhole. Which, by the way, I got a poster of. The Return of the Revenge of Dr. Blowhole. Yeah, he's a dolphin supervillain, which I used to obsess over back in 2011, 2012. Anywho, Bill on sports. Yeah, Junior Boy, you would be the sports commentator. Is like my favorite line in Lord of the Rings is when Paul Grape says, "Got any waffles?" Got any waffles? I don't know. Does he have waffles? So what else? What about bacon? By the way, I'm a sucker for bacon. Bacon is so good. There's like, you have it with your pancakes. You can have it with your scrambled eggs or over easy eggs. It's been a while since I had bacon, but I just like, I want my bacon to be juicy, crunchy, and a little salty. It's like King George. It had to rhyme. Don't question the king's grammar. You couldn't be more wronger. It's more wrong, not more wronger. And that's what sets him off. I mean, geez Louise. You know what? I miss watching King George and the Ducky. Now that I've done a review on it, it's like I find myself missing covering that video, you know? It's like, what did you think of that episode? But I gave you a little rubber ducky. Oh, well, that's good. That's goody. Good. Alright, remember the VeggieTales memes in 2019? Doing TikTok videos of her arguing with herself. Yeah, that would be pretty funny. So, VeggieTales memes in 2019. Let's see if I can find some memes. Alright. Where? Well, there's the one with Bob the Tomato doing this. Like, they just, like, zoom into his face when he does that. And then there was, like, the one with the 3 scallions from Stuff Mark. Allow us to introduce ourselves. Let me have some more. Okay. The only meme that went viral, was it the one with the 3 scallions introducing themselves? Is that the one? Is that the one that went viral? Okay. Who would win in a fight? Sora from Kingdom Hearts or Fib from Fifth from Outer Space? Oh, that's a tough one because I've only heard of Kingdom Hearts and never actually played the games. Isn't Sora the main character of the franchise? Okay, so it was that one. Okay, Junior Boy, thanks for the clarification. Alright, so Sora from Kingdom Hearts. I mean, yeah. I would like to see somebody like Sora take on the Fifth from Outer Space. Like when he's in giant form, obviously. That'd be so cool to see a battle, like, heroes from other franchises and shows battling the Fifth from Outer Space. I mean, how would Donkey Kong react to Fifth from Outer Space? Well, I saw Matt the Cat's interpretation of Donkey Kong taking on Fifth from Outer Space in his video, in Matt the Cat's video. Yeah, I think Kingdom Hearts and Larry Boy would be like a potential crossover. But then again, Kingdom Hearts is Disney, right? And given Disney's track record, they're not going to touch VeggieTales even with a 10-foot pole. Oh, by the way, you guys, I got this watch earlier this month. 12 o'clock. Yeah, Disney would definitely destroy VeggieTales. Destroy their morals, destroy their messaging, destroy their reputation as a Christian's kids show. Dr. Doofenshmirtz take on Rumorweed. I was gonna say Fib, but it says Rumorweed. Watch him take on Fib from Outer Space also. Alright, so what are your thoughts on Disney potentially having VeggieTales? No way, Jose. But Master Larry, they're a really good animation studio. Too woke. Oh, never mind. Yeah, Matt the Cat can testify to that.
Hey, what's the matter with Disney?
I think we already talked about it.
Well, tell it to me again.
I don't wanna. It's like, Alfred, you working idiots, you butler working idiots. Idiots? What did I do that was idiots worthy? Do this. Alright, so, okay, Rocket Man asks, do you have a pet? I have a pet chihuahua named Chica, and she tried to move this camera a bunch of times earlier today. She's asleep right now. It's like, you weren't asleep when you were trying to shake my camera. I think I featured Chica in my Jonah review. Yeah, she's asleep. Right there. Right there. I don't know if you guys saw her, but she's asleep. She's curled up in there. When you say no way, Jose, as Larry, that reminded me of the yodeling veterinarian of the Alps. When you're gone a little loopy, better keep your nurse well paid. Work faster, Matt. Oh, Matt's in the chat. Hey, that rhymed. Thank you for tuning in regardless. You're at work right now, so thank you for stopping by, swinging by. It's like, Matt the cat here. Just swinging by. See y'all. Drop in and say hi. Thank you for that. Alright, so Nutega Dario. Both Mattel and Disney would have ruined or trashed VeggieTales if they were to ever acquire them. Yeah, especially with what Mattel's gonna do to Barney, sometime this year or next year. It's like okay, I'm not too sure. But Disney, I know, would definitely destroy VeggieTales. They would definitely annihilate the initial message of VeggieTales and make it secular. Alright, so Noah asks, doing a review on VeggieTales Live. Part of me has considered VeggieTales Live, doing a review on it, but I'm really interested in the VeggieTales Live that Nintega Dario went to. I mean, I know there's one that's been uploaded to VeggieTales Official, but I don't think that's the same one that Nintega Dario went to. Okay, VeggieTales Silly Song, that's debatable, Michael. Because there's a lot of good ones, there's a lot of bad ones. And a lot of people have done their top 10s, top 5, top 20s list Yeah, it's pretty debatable. I mean, I have an idea for it, but the favorite Silly song is pretty debatable because there's a lot of people that disagree with the Silly song countdown. There's a lot of people that say this should have been number 1 or this should have been in the top 5. All 9 5 shows were different. All 9 live shows were different. So there was like a total of 9 live shows. I never knew that. And it's like, can't believe I missed out on the live shows back in the day. That would have been interesting to see. Angel Cat, thank you for tuning in. Alright, none in Michigan. What is the logic of states? Okay, Stan Wheeler, thank you for tuning in. The logic of states. I wish I had like a map of the United States, but actually I don't. Alright, do you have a map of the U.S.? Alright, good answer. Okay, all listed in Big Idea Wiki. Oh yeah, from time to time I would go to the Big Idea Wiki, like whenever I'm researching for videos. Alright, Stan Wheeler, whose name is Matthias. Your favorite catchiest VeggieTales song? It would have to be Rock On Larry Boy. I mean, I like the Rumorweed song also. The one that's sung by the W's in the end credits. But Rock On Larry Boy was pretty awesome. Like, who doesn't like rock and roll? It's like, it's gonna rock! Alright. Yeah, we got some more time to do some more questions. What about the Feel the Beat from Celery Night Fever? I don't think I've watched a Celery Night Fever. I mean, if they have that song on YouTube, I would definitely check it out. Oh, I like this one. There's no hero quite like Larry Boy. Yeah, I love to write stories. In fact, I actually self-published 3 books. Yeah, you could check out my book series, Dolphin Princess. BarnesandNoble.com. Rock on, junior boy, junior boy. There's no hero quite like Junior Boy. There we go. Wish they did a VeggieTales 3-2-1 Penguin crossover. A short teaser and a still image was all you guys got. Wasn't too crazy about 3-2-1 Penguins back in the day, and I don't think I'll ever be. I mean, I commend Big Idea for doing something other than VeggieTales, but at the same time, it's like VeggieTales had a bigger impact than 3-2-1 Penguins. Yeah, that's the honest to God truth about that. Alright, so why is my mind blank right now? It's like I need more topics. I know I told you guys that I'm working on a review right now. Well, I'm working on one review. I shelved one because I'm working on another review right now. But what else do you guys want to see? Alright, so I'm gonna ask you guys in the chat. Alright, so I got a poll set up right now. I wonder what Hasbro would do if they had VeggieTales. Hasbro, I think they would focus more on the merchandise, like toys. Because, like I said, the toy industry is huge. People are going to buy toys. Whether it's for their children, whether it's for themselves. I'll admit, I bought this. I bought this toy because it looks friggin' awesome. And by the way, this was one of the best things. I'll wait for this to stop. This was one of the best things to come out of League of Incredible Vegetables. I will admit that 100%. This is a really cool toy. And you know what else is a cool toy? The Larrymobile. There are different variations of the Larrymobile, including the one that shoots out the wings. You know, the Rumorweed version? A picture of that one certain pose where LBF is pulling her plungers in frustration. Yep. Alright, let's see what the poll says so far. Alright, so we got 6 votes so far. Okay, so skits, funny edits. Oh, you see the funny edit? See my recent video where it says warp speed? And it has General Clump, like, riding off in this minecart. It's like, warp speed! Alright, thank you for tuning in, Isaac. The Larrymobile, aka the Batmobile. Yeah, the Larrymobile was inspired by the Batmobile. And you could hear all about that in the featurette for Fit from Outer Space. like how they designed the Larrymobile, which is friggin' awesome. And it actually gave a lucky man a job, because Joseph Seppelage, the one who designed the Larrymobile, he was going into Big Idea for a job, and it's like Phil Vischer gave him a task. We got a superhero named Larry Boy. This is what he looks like, and he needs a car. Design a car, and you get the job. It's like one of my favorite stories to come out of Big Idea. Is that designing a superhero car was what got somebody a job. And it's like, I take inspiration from that, because creativity is what gets you through the door. Yeah, I think that's one of the most inspirational stories that I would hear from Big Idea. Yeah, it makes you smile, knowing that creativity can get you a job. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty cool in my opinion. Alright, how many art commissions can you do in one day? Well, that depends. If it's just a quick sketch of something, usually about 3 sketches a day. But if it's like a full color art commission, then I'm gonna need a few days to work on it. Yeah, so it's depending on what the art commission's about. And if somebody wants me to just do a sketch of it or to color it also. So those are things that you gotta think about when it comes to art commissions. Wonder what... Okay, so what if VeggieTales tackled a Harry Potter story? You know that's not going to happen ever, because Harry Potter is secular for a reason, because the series has to do with magic, it has to do with witches and wizards, and that's something that VeggieTales wouldn't touch at all because of their Christian values. However, I can see them going the route of Lord of the Rings with their Lord of the Rings parody. You know that video, Lord of the Beans? They could try and retell Harry Potter's story without magic, without there being sorcery. Yeah, but I think like with Harry Potter being magic induced and stuff like that, and I should know because I have all 7 Harry Potter books, that would probably be a bridge too far for VeggieTales. However, if they can somehow leave out the magic and leave out the wizardry and sorcery, kind of like what they did with Lord of the Beans, it might work, but then again, it's gonna devalue the Harry Potter references. So either way, it's a bridge too far. I'd say it's a bridge too far. I want to go home. Click, click, click. Well, guess what? I want to go home too. But then again, I'm at home. I'm already at home, so yeah. Alright, so in the poll, I'm seeing a tie between skits and funny edits. Yeah, I'll have this poll up for another few minutes. But so far, the questions that I've been getting today, it's really thought-provoking. Do you know what I hate about the bad apple? Junior Boy says. Hey. Oh. Do you know what I hate about the bad apple? Okay, what do you hate about the bad apple? That she's bad? Keep guessing. Okay, that she's temptation. You're getting close. So what do you hate about the bad apple? Nothing, just want to make you guess. Okay, a quote is from Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Aha! That's why that quote seemed out of place on the chat. I think after this I'll probably play some more Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I thought this little poster, I thought this was going to be like a poster or something, but guess what? It's just a warning label. Oh well, but the features, the bonuses in the game are pretty good. And these side quests and side games and stuff like that, it's pretty good. Mortal Kombat 10 propels the legendary franchise into the next generation, combining dynamic cinematic presentation and all-new gameplay to create the most brutal combat ever. That's what it says on the back of the box here. It's like rated M for mature, blood and gore, intense violence, strong language. Well, this ain't the first rated M game that I've played. Alright. Okay, so you guys got any other questions? And we're still at a tie in the poll. Voted for funny edits, so do I get the upper hands? Uh-oh, there's like some more votes in the poll. Oh my god. Are we gonna be looking at a three-way tie? Okay, so 1-800-AWESOME SAUCE is in the chat. Thank you for tuning in. So, it's a reminder, this is a Q&A. You guys are free to ask me questions. Yeah, we had some pretty good thought-provoking questions. So, ask away. It's like, wear a Bowser on the top of my head. If there was a Bowser hat, I would definitely get one. He's balancing on my head, folks. I bet Awesome Sauce voted for YTAPs. Probably. Alright, so what up? So I already told you guys that I'm working on a review. If you don't know what that review is, subscribe to Patreon or become a channel member. What is your favorite art piece that you've made? Favorite art piece that I made? There's like a whole lot of fan art that I've done over the past few years. And let me get Bowser off my head. There's like, I don't really have a favorite because a lot of them are good. Yeah, I would have to get back to you on that, Angel Cat. Okay, so how did you become an artist? Well, I started pretty young. I just drew like whatever. And in kindergarten, I was told by my teachers that I was very talented in my drawing. And I kind of lost my train of thought here. I'm trying to remember way back in kindergarten. Yeah, kindergarten was pretty nice. My teachers would tell me that I'm so good at drawing. So it just starts there. It's like when you start young and you keep building at it, it's like you get better and better at your drawing. So you could say I've been drawing for years. And plus, I have an uncle who's an artist. He does oil painting. I mean, he does drawing as well, but his main thing is oil painting. Which I think it's pretty cool. So I think being an artist is hereditary. Yeah, that's my theory. Yeah, we're just going to give the poll a couple more minutes, and if there's no tiebreaker, then let Junior Boy plus she be the tiebreaker. I will let you decide. Yeah! Okay, so let me exit out of this window. This window on the computer. But anyways, I might be playing this when I get off stream today. Yeah, I've spent a few hours on this game the other day. Yeah, so my fingers are still a little sore because of all the button mashing. Well, it's all part of being a gamer. Which, by the way, I recorded some gameplay of this, so I'll probably release a video on this that I got for $7 pre-owned. Even though it's pre-owned, it works pretty good. Alright, so there's a tie between skits and funny edits. Okay, so you're going to type your answer in the chat. Alright, type your answer. And there you go. So yeah, I'm going to be doing some more funny edits. Kind of like what I did with General Clump and Warp Speed. Yeah, please check out that video. I think it's pretty hilarious, especially since I'm now using a different, what do you call it? A different video editing app. It's called it's called CapCut. I was going to say Cape Coat Caper, but that's not what that is. But CapCut. Because normally I've been using iMovie. But seeing that the iMovie that I'm using on this tablet right here is getting outdated, and I'm unable to update it because this is a really old tablet. I started researching free to use video editing apps. Crepe coat caper. Crepe coat capper. That's a funny tongue twister. So anyways, a new video editing app I've been using, it's doing wonders for me right now. And you'll see that in my recent funny edit of General Clump from Donkey Kong Country. Let's just say the comedy writes itself when it comes to that show. I mean, I'm serious about that. I'll probably do funny edits of other shows as well, including Larry Boy. I mean, let's not ignore the white elephant in the room. Even though he's not a white elephant, even though he's not Elephant Mario, you guys know what I mean. Alright, so yeah, we got time for a couple of more questions, like 3 more questions until I end the stream here. So if you guys want to ask me a few more questions, you may do so now. It's like Mortal Kombat, please. Okay, you'll play Mortal Kombat. We'll take turns. Why do we have to take turns? Because we only have one PlayStation 4 controller. No Xbox? If I had an Xbox, we would play it on Xbox. But all we have is PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. So we gotta work with what we have. Okie dokie. Oh, you know what my watch does? Yeah, it lights up. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. He's all shiny, he's Spider-Man. Alright, do you have a favorite animal? It's a favorite animal. Well, not really. But I have like a favorite preference when it comes to animals. I want them to be like small animals. Animals that stay small. The one thing I like about my Chihuahua Chica is that she's small. She's not a big old dog. I'd rather my dogs be small forever and ever, even when they're at their old age. But I do miss having a hamster. I used to have a hamster back when I was in middle school, I think. Elementary, like going into middle school. Yeah, I would like to have a hamster again. Because they're so cute and cuddly. Alright, so have you ever attempted to draw Larry Boy on your tablet using only your fingers? I might have, but I'm not sure. But yeah, it would be interesting to draw Larry Boy on a tablet using my only finger. Yeah, I think I have like a drawing app that I could do that on. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see. Yeah, that's a pretty good idea, Junior Boy. That'd be really, really cool. Yeah, I've been able to draw Larry Boy for years, and you guys seen it on my DeviantArt page, and you've seen that on my videos. Yeah, I'm so used to drawing Larry Boy. I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to draw him on my tablet using only my finger. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Giving you the challenge. Oh wait, let's have JB do that. Giving you the challenge. Yep. Okay, have you ever played Kahoot? Yeah, this is going to be our last question for today. Angel Cat says, have you ever played Kahoot? Yes, I definitely have. I played it with my friends Junior Boy and Matt the Cat. But before all that, I used to play it a whole lot in college. It was like, I had this one professor who wanted to quiz us on the stuff that we were learning. It was for like a English language arts course. And we had to decide which word goes with what sentence when it comes to grammar. And she would usually put on Kahoot. Yeah, she would usually use Kahoot to quiz us on that, and I thought that was pretty fun. I mean, it sure beats like writing a written quiz, you know what I'm saying? Just have fun. Have fun answering questions and being on teams, stuff like that. Yeah, the winning team gets extra credit. Gets extra credit points. Yeah, I thought that was fun. The opening's right here, and I drank it like this. You got that live on camera. Dang it. So anyways, yeah, way to end us on a positive note. On a funny note, actually. But anyways, this podcast episode was really, really fun. I enjoyed the Q&A session. I enjoyed y'all's questions. I apologize if I couldn't get to everyone's question. But yeah, stay tuned because I'm working on a review. I'm working on more videos to put out. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, shout out to Junior Boy for getting 1,000 subs on his channel. It's great. It's a great accomplishment. You're coming with us in the upper echelons of the VeggieTales YouTuber community. Yeah, I consider him a really, really great friend. Like, he's earned it. He's got the talent. He's got the humor. All that shi-bang-bang. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the All That Shi-banga-bang podcast. Thank you guys so much. It is a great pleasure to do this podcast with you guys. And leave a like on the stream, subscribe to the channel, and as always, if you want to support the show in any way, there's a couple of options. You can subscribe to my Patreon or become a channel member, or you can buy merch from my Redbubble store. You can also follow me on TikTok. My mind went blank for a second. It's like I have a TikTok, I have Instagram, I have DeviantArt, and we got the podcast, All That Shi-banga-bang. I don't know what's going on with Twitter right now. They just got a big old X as a logo right now. So I would say subscribe to my Twitter, but it's a letter X right now. I don't know if they're rebranding Twitter or not. I'm not sure. We'll just have to wait and see. But anyways, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Like, subscribe. I pretty much have nothing else right now. So anyways, any final words?
Yeah, screw this.
Well, thanks a lot, Bowser. Any last words before we get off stream, JB Plus? Are they in this camera? Are they in here? Hello? Oh my god, they're out there. That's all you need to know. Alrighty, so thank you for tuning in. This has been your girl, Ronnie Gunza, also known as Larry Boy Fanatic, the eyes and plunger ears of the Larry Boy multiverse. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you next week. And stay tuned.